Tunesco, Expander, and there's another guy. There's a double syllable name. Some guy. There's a guy that speaks like a woman that is always on Paparano's platform supporting Yomi. Do you guys know? Comment section. It speaks like, no, it's not. Firefox is a baby. Firefox is learning. But it could be a mole. Yeah, Firefox. But there's another guy that speaks like a woman. He was always having a problem with, what's his name again? With Jack. He's always having problem with Jack. Double syllable. Some kind of, but it speaks, it looks like a woman on his DP. And it speaks like a woman. That's the one. Gifted Baba. That's the one. Now, those guys, Yomi Fabiyi, this thing is bigger than anything you guys can imagine. So, Gifted Baba, Firefox, I'm not sure, Tunesco, and Expander are the new moles. And the news that we have right now, Yomi Fabiyi is probably living in Expander's house or wherever Expander lives in Manchester, maybe. Yomi Fabiyi is surrounded by moles. Now, Aries Supreme Iron Lady on the other side was unfortunate to have groomed Natural. Now, Natural, what got me into trouble earlier, I'm not going to repeat the same thing. So Natural is Wole Wode of Isabella. Isabella's Baba is the industry god behind a process of derailing the cause of justice. He is the industry god, not the one that Wumi Cynthia Adebanjo mentioned. Okay? So don't mix the two together. Now, let's do the connection. Please share this thing now. Share this thing and tap, and then let me. Because if we say the wrong thing now, they will shut us down now. You know, these people, we don't even want to call them by their names, whatever the case may be anyway. We're mapping it together. It'll be nice to have a dialogue until my fellowship and followership actually grows up to the number in question, which is 1K. I will not be able to have dialogue, but reach out to it, people. Just do the needful. Anyway, as I was saying, so if you map it out properly, the question is, who is Ayat? Who is Gurexi? Who is King White, Sammy Jojo, and Nei Molly? Who planted King White, Sammy Jojo, and Nei Molly in the Temis territory? Why did they start from Temis territory? King White, Sammy Jojo, and Nei Molly. Was the kitchen too hot for them? Did they go found out to be moles? An individual, one of those people, then went on to befriend. Nei Molly went straight to the critical thinkers to get into their heads, derail their process, and then befriended Joseph Aloba. Sammy Jojo, although a floater, was quiet for a while, ended up with Supreme. Coincidence. King White effectively had to cover a different zone, supposedly protecting Abosede, Mohbad's mom, and Adura. Who is Ayat? Keep sharing and keep loving. And Etele boy kole wonky. That is me. Etele me kinle wonky. Because about to make a language nye. Woma 2 Glock here count here again. So who is Ayat? Who is sponsoring Ayat? Now tell me something. What is Bella doing with Ayat? If Bella wasn't planted in here to carry on what the father started. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo speaks and people don't listen. Hold on a minute. Let me find something. Keep tapping, keep sharing. Let me find something here. I will find it. I'll find it. Okay, I will find it one day. Bear with me. Never mind. So when Dr. Kemi Olunloyo actually came with being independent, and she's actually sort of like put this thing, submitted it to someone, it was hijacked by the industry gods. I repeat, not the one Wumi Cynthia Adebanjo was referring to, but if you look at it critically, it was Bella's father, allegedly, presumably, probably started being part of the process, and probably, if I'm correct, I may not be, transferred to Abuja away from the case, and the rest of it was to cover up and derail the course. And are they protecting somebody? Because I keep asking the question and people keep saying, oh, don't tell us, there are no industry goals, they are not protecting anybody. And I think when Jack on my other accounts came up and said what he said, people jumped at his neck and said, oh no, we're not having that. It's false narrative. Who could be protecting who? Wow! Think about it. Whatever the case may be, there's something not quite right about this situation. Now, Ayat had a connection with Isabella, as in Bella, and somehow from America to where Ayat is in the world, there is a transfer of fund that went into some kind of sponsorship. The same money released Binti Laye from incarceration. The same money released Arifa from incarceration. And remember, Arifa did something against the chieftaincy man. Where is the music in this, and where is Pizumo in this? Because you will find out that there was another situation with a group of people. Who is Sele? Who is Sele? Who is Sele Ese? Who is Lagata? And why are they always at loggerheads? What is the relationship between Ayat, Sele, and Lagata? You see, they're flagging me already. I'm going to have to probably go and join another platform because they won't let me speak. Why are they flagging me? What have I done? Turn on community flag. Will hide comments that are similar to those viewers or whatever. Anyway, comment section, be careful. I don't know why they are flagging me. I haven't said anything wrong so far. But yeah, let's keep tapping and let's keep sharing. But I think I'm being flagged by people who don't want this news to come out. But I will do the best I can before they shut me down. Yeah, I'm doing daily sort of like chat and interview, educative chat and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna rush through this very quickly. Then I'm gonna go and join another platform. So there's a connection between Ayat, Lagata, Sele, and Pizumo, which actually brings the music into it. And Comfy needs to debunk that she's never received money from Ayat. That tells you that Comfy is also being compromised, or probably another mole that is planted to actually seem as if they're supporting Joseph Aloba. Now, if you look at what is going on, if we need to really, really expose these people, Naimoli went from Wumi's platform, from Temi's platform, to the critical thinkers, and then supporting Baba, and eventually went independent. Comfy has always been steadfast supporting Joseph Aloba. Did Comfy receive money from Ayat? And why? What is the relationship between Ayat, Lagata, Sele, Westo, the critical thinkers, and Arifa, because they all collected money from Ayat? And is there a relationship between Ayat and Gurexi, who was also planted to monitor Joseph Aloba? Think about it. Again, Supreme got compromised, the scientists got compromised, and Supreme's avid relationship and connection with you know who, and that you know who then had connection with Bella. And the connection is also how Bella managed to get into the scientists and then start getting into all the men everywhere. Yeah, do your research very well, Snowbeater. I think at some point you will find out that Naimoli actually was under a carpet somewhere before she ended up with the critical thinkers. Think about it. You will find out. You will find that out. This is not a situation where we support anybody. You just listen to me and do your research. That's all you need to do. When the words get on the street, you will find out that Naimoli did not start with the critical thinkers, and she was never independent. But somewhere along the line, everybody find out where Naimoli started from. Find out which name she was using. It may not be Temi's platform, and if it isn't, it isn't. Which name was Naimoli using before she changed it to Naimoli? Who was she, and who was she working with before she ended up with the critical thinkers? And another one that I believe they planted to monitor Joseph Aloba until Joseph Aloba found them out. And then she got disgruntled, went independent, and then all of a sudden against Joseph Aloba. Why even if you don't want to bring Olori Ebi into it and say it's his greed that connected him to Joseph Aloba because they're sharing money and getting 10% and all that kind of stuff, right? And you will not be able to actually sort of replace Supreme, what's his name again, Olori Ebi, or anyone on the scientist side of things into a compromising position. But then the mold that they work with and the people they trust, and if you look at the situation between Supreme and Yomi, they've both gained moles on both sides. So when you see people supporting Supreme and supporting Yomi Fabiyi and you think that they are avid followers, think again. Yeah. So I'm not going to waste my time talking. I'm going to shut myself down. But what is the relationship between Ayat, Lagata, Sele, Westo, the critical thinkers, Arifa, and Comfy, who all presumably, allegedly, benefited from Bella's sponsorship that went through Ayat, and the same money that was distributed released Arifa from prison, Binti Laye from incarceration. Why is the music being the one to be doing the same? The music is the Bella version, the male version of Bella. So if the music is a male version of Bella, think about it. Is the one that is quick to whip out his whip. To do what? To get the camera down and get the women that are very active with the view to shade them out so that they can disappear into the background. And Bella did the same for the men, because they're using sex now to buy people. They're using I've gone to say it again. They're using this thing that they are doing camera down as a way to get people, because once they get your, in between male and female, so male against the prominent female TikTokers, and Isabella against the prominent men TikTokers. If you marry the two together, again, it will be Bella and Ababa, and the industry gods have planted one person, and that one person is now sponsoring people, and those people who are sponsored became moles. Even some of them don't even know that's what he's doing, and people sitting in a boiler room somewhere are banging people's heads together. So if Yomi and Supreme actually fell out, it will be because they got compromised by the likes of Sammy Jojo, King White, Neymoli. Think about those three people, King White, Sammy Jojo, and Neymoli, and think about where they started from. Keep tapping and keep sharing, and I probably will go slightly further. Isabella and Natural are the two. Natural probably did not know what was going on, but Isabella was clever, and that's how Isabella was able to get into Supreme and able to get all the information she needs from Supreme. Gifted Baba, Firefox, Tunesco, Expander, Yomi Fabiyi, watch your back. Watch your back. Supreme, Natural is your nemesis. Natural is your problem. Because when Natural got compromised, you got compromised, and blame Isabella. And whatever you guys came to do here, if it's a good thing, you compromised yourself. And these people used you to go after African television. It's African television they wanted to take out. And they also used you guys to go after chairman. They used you guys to go after, what's that guy's name again? Sakuma. Because who did the foundation? The biggest foundation that could have worked. And they made sure they buy this the way they buy African TV's one, was chairman. More Pierce Foundation. So the moles are there. They've engineered this process. They have money. They even distracted you guys with Pierce. Pierce has got nothing to do with any of it. It was Isabella all along, working with Ayat and Ayat was able to get into the business, and Comfy may not be a mole, but she got compromised because she collected money too. You see? She collected money too. So now, you see the NGO situation. Natural's NGO was never going anywhere, and it will never get anywhere. I think Supreme was a bit shallow to have encouraged her to come and fight against African TV to prove. And you see, this is what I'm saying. Ayat Lagata said it openly. The video is there, that it was the one that made sure that African TV's foundation did not gain recognition with the CAC or wherever it is. Lagata said it, and he said he's proud of it. Ayat, what are you doing with Bella? Bella, how much did you give Ayat? Why is Ayat's money releasing Arifa and people from incarceration? Comfy, you collected money from Ayat. Why? What is the relationship between Ayat, Lagata, Sele, and why is Sele always at loggerheads with Lagata? Why is Westo collecting money from Ayat and the critical thinkers and Arifa? What is the connection between the critical thinkers and Baba? And when Neimoli failed, Neimoli, just like Isabella, ended up with the critical thinkers. And the critical thinkers supposedly are supporting Joseph Aloba. Why did they fall out? And why did Neimoli move on? Where did Neimoli started from? Was Neimoli's name always Neimoli? She came from somewhere. She came from somewhere. Okay? My other account that came active yesterday got compromised because of my loose guard and loose mouth. Tell me, translate Yoruba and comment section. Tell me, give me 1K so that Ale ni kinon pe kini dialogue. Say so to ye even me tell me kin kon 1K. But while I was trying to say, me I continue to my sorrow. Mo kon need láti wà careful nǹkan tí mo ń sọ. Right? So if you do the connection very well, think again. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo was an independent journalist, and during that period of time, all the engagement and all the submissions allegedly may have been submitted to Bella's father. Was he part of this situation? Now, if he was part of the situation, was he transferred to Abuja, and why? Did he disappear with Dr. Kemi Olunloyo's findings? You guys are not getting it. Did Bella's father disappear to Abuja with Dr. Kemi Olunloyo's findings? Is Bella's father allegedly the industry god, but not the one Cynthia Wumi Adebanjo referred to? What is Bella doing with Ayat? We heard of a presumed money. It's a lot of money. Was sponsored by Bella. Transferred to Ayat. That money bailed out Binti Laye. Now, have they got into Binti Laye's Iroro? Because Binti Laye got kicked out from Baba Mohbad's territory. He was very angry. Did Baba Mohbad figure out that Binti Laye became a mole? The same money. How did Arifa go bailed, and who paid Arifa's bail money? Because Joseph Aloba and his camp were not able to give any more than a minuscule amount of money. Where did the rest of that money come from for Arifa to be released? Comfy, did you compromise yourself and collected money from Ayat or through any Ayat-related connection? What is the connection between Ayat, Lagata, Sele, and why is Sele and Lagata always at loggerheads? Westo benefited from Ayat's money, critical thinkers who are supporting Baba. Westo, who presumably tried to be independent but was working with Bossman and Yeye Kudi to collect his own information and transfer it to Ayat and for it to go to Baba Bella. And Arifa has already compromised himself. If Arifa hadn't made that video, they will still use him anyway, but I think that video Arifa made finished him, and it doesn't matter what he says. Now, the music and Pizzo more, what is the relationship? Why is the music the male equivalent of Bella? Tap and share. The music is the male equivalent of Bella. Because as Bella is displaying her way, the music is doing the same thing, and they are collecting videos and using the videos to shut platforms down, using the video to shut people down. These two people. It's clear that the person you guys have been looking for all this time is likely to be Bella. I can't see any tapping happening here. It's likely to be Bella. But if you dig down and dig down, what is the relationship between Ayat and Gurexi? Is Gurexi another mole planted to shape Joseph Aloba into size? As Joseph Aloba compromised himself, and Gurexi has the same thing that the music has and Bella has, that Joseph Aloba can't speak anymore. Perkins, in that group that you are in, come out and tell us what you know. Because you are in that camp and Gurexi approached you. I know you are a good guy, and I know I don't believe you would have compromised yourself, but they nearly used you. But you are part of that group, and you need to expose everything that happened in that group. You need to, Perkins. You have rest. All of us toiling and running around, getting cajoled here and there, getting scammed everywhere. All these manners of madness. And people are fighting themselves, not knowing that there is an entry into this process. Anyone who's ever engaged with Bella, the music, Gurexi, and Ayat, they have to start coming out now. Because the game is up for you guys. No, you don't understand. Perkins is said little. Perkins is a guy that always say little. But he hasn't been opportuned to say everything because they will not give him the opportunity because it's not on his platform and all this kind of stuff that happens. Sometimes you need to give people the opportunity to express themselves, but the way he expresses himself in English, he was rogue, speak English. And yeah, when you keep pushing people that way, they lose their self-confidence. He must have really felt the pressure not to have been able to express himself properly. The little is said, it was suppressed because Gurexi's people were there. You see, this, you know, we all see these things differently, but if we collaborate and we think about this critically, we'll get there. We'll get there. There's no smoke without fire on this thing, but think about how I'm able to connect it. You see, think about the reason why I never compromise myself. I don't go into any green app with any group. The only time I did, I was proud of myself. I'm proud of what we produced, Aristocrat and the rest of them, when we did a digital billboard in memory of Mobad and all that kind of stuff. And yes, I mean, it's even few people in there. I don't talk to them anymore. But I never really wanted to be part of anything because I have a life. I only came to this situation and got engrossed in this whole thing because social media platform is very interesting. You just catch your cruise, you plug your earphones on, and you go from platform to platform, and you just it's beautiful to kind of see all this thing developing. Yeah, keep tapping, take the tap to 10K and share. And if you don't share, it will all come out. Hopefully some people are recording the session because I can only dialogue one way, hence my monologue. And I think that I think I've done justice to what I really wanted to say today. Unfortunately, I called it wrong, and then they took my account down again. Again, my fault. I mean, Sabi, waiting I could do. Right now in the comment section, want me to repeat anything at all, they can. Hopefully people have recorded it. And then it will be played and I can join other platforms and make una tell me, and then people will be telling everywhere I go. I say tell me, and then all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, before that account is active again, I will be able to kind of have proper dialogue using this account. So, where is Paparano in all this? Okay, you see what I'm trying to say to you? Yeah, that's a very good question. The scientists will include, just give me a few seconds, sorry. Sorry about that. So the scientists keep tapping and sharing. So the scientists are the only people that are doing their damnedest to make anything meaningful out of the process and the quest for justice and all that kind of stuff. Without the scientists, I think this whole quest on the black cap would have actually kind of just died quietly. If you look at the energy, Supreme Iron Lady, African television, even when Yomi came, Yomi went sideways. So Yomi was all over the place and all that kind of stuff. And you also will realize that Yomi, dropped, Supreme dropped relationship with African TV and decided to enter a relationship with Yomi and all that kind of stuff. So Paparano, I think, has always been, I think he's clean, and I think that is a businessman. He has his platform. He needs to grow his platform and all that kind of stuff, and he'll monetize. If he monetizes, why not? If you give him lion, give him lion. I'll clap for Paparano. So what it is that Supreme was looking for supremacy. She wanted to be the queen bee. And she needed Paparano because Paparano obviously is the heavyweight at the time when we all started. From the moment they're crying to say mobile Tekpai, African television came out with all his DNA stuff and all that kind of stuff. We all started from Paparano's platform. And Paparano is having fun, rightfully so. And it's done well for the cause. Even if people think he Google things, yeah, so what? In those days when we were younger, we used to rely on encyclopedia. And yes, you're doing your research, you go into the library, encyclopedia is there. You are not plagiarizing because you are quoting it directly. So if you're quoting it directly, what is wrong with going to Google? Even Supreme herself gets everything she gets from Google. Gorexia will say nobody is a mountain of knowledge. So if people have to do what they have to do, they have to do what they have to do. But Paparano's problem will be literally is actually that Supreme was playing dirty. And I can't get into Paparano's mind. And Paparano got frustrated so many times with Aries. He's had to block her a number of times. He's had to drop her a number of times and all that. And I think Paparano is just feeling sorry for Aries right now. Giving, what's it called, his platform, loading his platform to Supreme. Because everybody is now after Supreme. Olori Ebi is after Supreme, pretending in the background. Olori Ebi is clearly on Yomi's side. And unfortunately for Supreme's mental health, the Supreme's mental health is going to melt down because Supreme is now engaging with the Talakas. Supreme is now explaining herself to the Talakas, the Golites, the poor people, and the Olori Puff Puff and Olori Igbekeres. So you see, Supreme let us, well, she did not know that she'll be compromised. And none of us actually knew until I'm telling you, until I heard about it. Until we heard about it, and it's been a while, but it's a matter of not saying anything until you get it right, that Isabella's relationship with Natural was not was not a simple one. Very wicked lady, I see you. So the very wicked lady, we're in the same camp now. Come on. We knew, and a disclaimer, allegedly. There is another pomo to pomo, rumpy pumpy. Between Natural and Isabella, with their eyes, with their face, with their face. But Supreme did not know where Isabella was coming from. Because if Supreme knew that there's a relationship between Ayat and Isabella is sponsored Ayat to get into the Celeste, the Lagata, the Westo, the Critical Thinkers, the Comfy, the Arifas, and all of them. And even Gurexi. We've always known that Gurexi is the only DEV ill on Justice for Mobile. Nobody can compete with Gurexi. The devil himself. Even when the Berekete got into it, Gurexi was there to make sure that there is no continuity between Joseph Aloba's relationship with Berekete. Was Berekete compromised too? Wow! Ask yourself the question. Paparano has been asking the question. Since Berekete said, give me 12 days, add one more day to it, I will come back, and he hasn't come back. Was he compromised too? So let me add Berekete to Gurexi, because Berekete did not do well at all. It shamed me, because I was one of the people that was saying at the time that Berekete doesn't have anything to offer. His platform is a kangaroo court, and people wanted to tear me into pieces. I said, well, I can't carry on telling you the same thing, because there are things Berekete could have done well, but I think that it was compromised. I think it was compromised. I won't say he compromised himself, but the relationship between Berekete and Gurexi then ensured that the quest not to engage with a foundation carries on. So there was never going to be any foundation that will rise to anywhere. And I think when Yomi Fabiyi came into the show, Yomi Fabiyi came with his own Breakingnews Paparano's Pro Max. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. When Yomi Fabiyi actually came into the situation, I think it jumped into bed with the critical thinkers to a certain extent, Oloriabi's platform to a certain extent. Maybe he figured out the critical thinkers very quickly, and he wriggled his way out of there. It went in the direction of Oloriabi again, where he started off. He didn't know where to go. Did a bit of stint with Karimo. Unfortunately for Yomi, Karimo is in bed with Ayat. Because Karimo was in Ilesu with the music. The Pizzles of the world, Pizzumo. Karimo was in bed with the music. Friends or sponsored by Ayat or friends to Ayat. The male equivalent of Bella. 100%. 100%. So you can see, if you map it out, they are all connected. The only problem is people compromise themselves because they can't see who the moles are. Why was Gorexi the last man standing? Because by then, Gorexi has hammered everybody away from Joseph Aloba. Do you know, when I saw the two of them on Breakingnews platform, they looked like a couple of Akpayons. They're about to be hung. At that time, Gorexi is thinking, this Breakingnews is going to spoil our show. We not collect money again. No, we won't collect money. They can't talk, say Joseph Aloba's heart is palpitating, and they can't find a doctor in Abuja. They have to go all the way to Lagos, and they never came back. So it's true that Gorexi is the last man standing, isn't it? Yes, so if you think about it, Paparano has done a great job, and I'm becoming a good critic of him. He cannot justify what he's doing right now, protecting Supreme. I thought Supreme had big mouth and she's high and mighty, and she would just say she was going to go and open a platform, but surrounded ourselves with moles, and then she would say, "What's in the match your platform, mo? Match your platform, mo?" Did Supreme know that Sammy Jojo wasn't the guy he purports himself to be? With Jojo, Bella, behind Natural, they killed Supreme. They pied Supreme. Supreme is dead underwater right now, and she's been living under the bus. Nobody can throw Supreme under the... That's where she dwells. Permanently. The question is, how is Paparano going to be Aries' PA, Aries' marketeer and marketer, and reban Supreme Iron Lady? Any more questions? Any more question? Any more question? Yeah, but you remember Bella jumping into Ilé Ìbùsùn pẹ̀lú àwọn arábìnrin is not only natural, oh, them plenty. Remember, Bella sent her Iwowo to the very wicked lady. How many women did Bella send her Iwowo to apart from very wicked lady? Wow! Think about it. How many of those women may have been compromised because one she left, one she right. They are doing there, they are doing here. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. How many women have disappeared of this blackout permanently that had relationship with Bella? Start researching, you will find them. Maybe very wicked lady will know. How many women that had relationship with Bella that have disappeared from the blackout that are still being blackmailed by Lagata today? Lagata and Bella are the #1 blackmailer. #1 blackmailer. They even blackmailing Sele. Sele, our market. You see, I will say, the reason why I've been at loggerheads with Supreme is because I knew she was lying all along. She is a liar. Still lying on Paparano's platform till today. There are two people you don't lie to. One is your doctor. The other is your lawyer. And you are still lying to Paparano Aries. Wow! And Paparano is doing exactly what he did for African television. And that's why I don't want to fault him too much. And your lawyer, thank you, Bossman. Write it down again. Your lawyer, your doctor. What do you mean, Bossman? I mentioned lawyer and doctor now. Which other one is there? Your lawyer and your doctor now. Your lawyer will get you out of jail and your doctor will make sure you stay alive. Abi? So you say Paparano will have to protect Aries because Aries is frail now. And Aries is stubborn. She doesn't want to take time out. But Aries, Sammy Jojo, Aries, Paparano, get rid of Sammy Jojo. It means so to me, I'm saying my own. If you want Aries to maintain her mental health and come back to normality, Sammy Jojo, I stuck my own. Wow! Yeah, so yes, tap and share and all that kind of stuff. I mean, as long as I can see, and Emma Babelati, Wabeshema Telemi, Kinle, 1K, Kasiele Srodada, but I will still go to other platforms later, especially Very Wicked Ladies platform. Because what is going on Paparano's platform right now is the most distasteful experience that I've seen sitting on the windows since the inception of this movement. I can't engage on Paparano's platform anymore. I can't sit on his platform. I can't join his platform, and I cringe when I sit on his window. If you want to support Supreme, do it nicely. Don't engage with people and be supporting formalized and engineered support where you're supporting Supreme, you're castigating Yomi. And not long ago, you were supporting Yomi, Paparano. Think about it. And Shomodena, how old are you gone? Wow! Now. I can like any. You understand? I like your brand. I like your product. I love everything about you, your personality and everything. Even when you're going crazy against Baba, going crazy against Comfy. But come on, Paparano, kilo day now. Why are you lying to everybody now? If you want to support Supreme, you do one show and leave it there. Don't be the judge and advocate. Your platform is not an inquest. Your platform is not an inquest, man. Think about it. You will destroy your brand. You will destroy your brand and you will actually be irrelevant. If you are doing all this thing you are doing, and then let's go and play something with Lagata and let's get some lions, it's okay. It's okay. Keep doing that. After a while, nobody will want to do, even Olori Ebi has been wary of you now, because when you put it to him, did Olori Ebi not think and use his Iroro? He doesn't want to engage with you, Paparano. Why did you suddenly become Olori Ebi's friends? Is it because you are losing your mind or you are losing your followers? Why are you trying to kwajalobo fan when you're on Bibayi? Why are you kwajalobo fan when you're in this territory? Why? Kilode? Eja sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tọ́rọ̀ wà. Let's talk to ourselves. Paparano, kí ló ń ṣe ẹ́? Kí ló gbé jẹ lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta yìí? If you open your platform for Supreme to protect Supreme, why are you lying to people all over the place? Kilode? Kí ló ṣorí ẹ? Ọmọ ọdún mélòó ni ẹ now? How old are you now? Who do you think we are now? We are not Goliaths. And we still love you, we're still going to follow you, but you need to reshape your mind. Think about your Iroro. You're going to say, I want to go and jog. You leave your platform to miscreants. You allow Supreme to be controlling your platform and be dropping people, dropping African TV, dropping anyone who wants to speak. She even dropped her own confidant, Sammy Jojo, on your platform. Paparano, this is not how you're going to get followers. It's not how you're going to get... Lions will dry out. Those new gifts that you get on Lagata's platform, they will dry out. People will stop following you. They only need to find another platform to engage, and you are doomed. I'm telling you this your relationship with Supreme and Sammy Jojo and Rotex Sam is not going to work for you. Isabella is got a lot on Supreme and Natural. It will come out eventually. She may not have captured Supreme's in between, but Natural would have divulged so much information to Isabella to take Supreme down. Because I've said it, and I will keep saying it. Paparano, ori e ti gbabode. Even Comfy was saying it. Ori e o ti ṣe kíni, o ti gbálẹ̀. That's that about that. Anybody have any question? Any more questions before I come and join you guys on another platform later? Make I just take a break. So now we go leave them. Anyway, it's been wonderful doing the monologue. You guys have been wonderful tapping. And make una tele this account and all that. I think when I go to other platform, we'll find a way to grow this account to 1K. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone. God bless. Yeah, of course it's going to come. Supreme and Bella becomes. That is what's going to destroy Supreme completely. And that's why I'm urging Paparano to go slow for now and not overexpose Supreme. Although you're trying to help him, the more you open your platform and keep bringing Supreme to protect Supreme openly, the more she says what she should not say, and the more she says, the likelihood that the next scandal, there is a lot of it that will be released, she will not be able to cope. Because she can cope. Yeah, I'm coming, yes. I'm coming to Wicked Ladies platform. Supreme can cope with Yomi because they have that subtle relationship. Yomi, you want to stage a comeback. You don't have to drop Supreme under the bus. Yomi, you could have come back easily and you will get your contribution. I know Supreme was silly to have actually gone out to Olori Ebi's platform to go and say they shouldn't contribute money. And Yomi, we know that if they don't contribute money, you will buy. the relationship between Yomi and Supreme Iron Lady can be salvaged if Paparano decides to be neutral. If Paparano is not neutral and keeps promoting Aries, Supreme Iron Lady, on his platform, he's going to inadvertently pull Supreme under the bus. I hope that the situation between Yomi and Supreme Iron Lady can be resolved, because if we need to be candid, and this justice thing, and Yomi is a bad guy. Yomi is what they call those people. Yomi is a mafia. You see, that's the problem. A man who wants to lock someone who is about to be released from prison, and you want to lock him up for 15 days. Engage him with the police. How do you do that? Isabella, if you don't know, Bossman, allegedly, Isabella na gbana girl, gbana. So if you think Isabella is on medication, or medication is wearing and needs to top up when she's going crazy on social media, especially this back, na igbo she dey shaku. Allegedly, but that's a fact. You know, when you shack this Igbo and your brain go, man, you say, which bolt is that? Now one knot don't lose inside your hero. So at that point, you don't switch over to delirious tremens. You can't say, your baba no be your baba. Ọmọ àlè. Mi lọ́mọ yẹn ọmọ àlè. Àwọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ àti yẹ́ ẹ̀ dẹ̀ mọ̀ kó ń ṣe obìnrin o. Isabella is the only human being on the black cap that can record her parents and shade them in public. I feel sorry for Chairman and Sakuma and the Agbolalas. They didn't realize that Oriomo Iti long time ago. You see, the reason why I know say Bella know well. Nah. When they come say, my father is Father Christmas. A big man. A big man in Nigeria. And at that time, I realized, hey, this girl know well. If your father is the biggest father ever, he can be Pope John Paul. I know say I say Papa na Pope for church now for Niger. Baba don't repent. He don't go open church just like Joseph Aloba. Igbala, yema igba. Hey, let's rescue Chairman. No, Chairman, make you not go into coma 2.0.